Hello, everybody. Let's continue working in our devices right now. Let's see what we can actually do for the link tree element, the link card itself. So on the last video, you saw that we work in the about page, and let's now do something similar with the link tree. And we have a different approach regarding how we can send and receive data back. So what we did with the card, we had all the elements right there. But in order to make this element repetitive with different information, we'll change where it's supposed to send us, the title, the content, and the icon. But we'll have the same behavior across the board. And that will be true properties that we'll be handling manually, automatically through the file. So let's continue working on that. And we'll get back to the one that I have deployed, the one that I have in my machine, so we can actually see the changes that we'll be doing over here. So let's close this, and let me get back to my home page. And as you can remember, we have the profile here. We have the template. We have the profile header. We have the link card in his own container, and the router for link for the about me section. The idea now will be to actually send the link card, send some properties that will require the element to accept. And those are the ones that I want to showcase. For that, I will want to expand the profile object, and we can do something like this. Oops, go to the end. And let's do links. This will be an array. What would be an array of object? So we have, let's do, I don't know, let's put an ID just to have something there. Let's do, for example, title Jacob. And that would be URL, would be my Yahoo profile. Let's do github.com/r Roman B in my case. And let's do something like a code icon. Let's call this, we will have like an object with different icons. So we'll call the icon with the name. So let's call this code for now. And let's have the description. Check out my projects on GitHub. Check out my projects. Let's keep it, right? Let's have a second one. Let me just copy this over. Let's give it the ID of 2. This is just to mimic like we're pulling from a database. For now, let's do what it is. Let's do, for example, LinkedIn. And it will be LinkedIn. And I think my, how can I say this? Let me see. Let me check. Sorry, I'm verifying in another page at the moment. Give me just a second. I probably should have verified this sooner. Sorry for that. So let's do linkedin.com. And I think I don't remember my username, and I should actually remember that one. Uh, I have issues opening my LinkedIn account. Let's just keep it linkedin.com for now. And let's do probably a briefcase. And let's say something like I don't know, connect with me professionally with double L. Yeah. And let's keep those two for now. We add the third one later. Uh, the idea here is now the link tree will be according for how many links we have in our profile. And then we will be sending that properties. So actually get rendered on our website. Let me see. Okay, so here the idea is now that we have those two, the idea will be to render those accordingly in our tree. So instead of having now that silly tree, we need just to make a call, and let's do before now will be link in profile the links, right? The key will be my link ID. Now we know that it's a small value that we know always know that is different. If we save that, we should see only two because we have two different links only, and that's what we needed. So here, before I send the information, I need to get back and make some changes to describe what is going to be my properties that this component can accept. So right now it's just a simple template and it have the static values there, here and there. And that's it. So let's do the script setup. And the first thing we need just to tell it that define props. This function, and we don't need to import it, it's automatically imported by Vue. We'll let it find what type of properties this one will require. So we can have a title, and it's asking us what type of, it will be type string. Get with me? It looks like a little weird, but and it's required to do true. So here what we're telling is that we always need to send a title. And if there is no title, they will fail. That's pretty much what I'm telling it. So in theory, if we check this here, we should be how this is going to be not working. So let's go in the here. Let's go to the title section. Is the test content here? Link title. Let's actually define it from title and save it. We'll render. You will see the title is not there because we are not sending it. But I was thinking in the previous version this actually was like blocking it. Well, it's not blocking it anymore. But now we see that title is not show it because we are not sending the title itself. In order to fix that, we get back to the home page. We have the link card. And now we have the title property. You can see it there. In the autocomplete of Visual Studio Code, give it that to you. So I be bounded because we are bounded. And the link, individual link, you have a title element. So let's do link dot title. So we send it through here. This receive as a props, and we tell them that it's a string. It will render that one over here. And when we do that, you will see that now have GitHub and now have LinkedIn. It's pretty neat, right? The way that this actually works, the way that it's actually sending that information. So we can render the elements the way that we need it in our website. So that's the first one that I wanted to have, right? So now that I have that one, the second one that I want to have is, um, let's do the URL. And let me fix this. This is actually my LinkedIn. Cool. Let's do the URL section itself. So for that, we need to define that we're sending a URL. And we define now, we just telling that it's a string. And this is required as true. This work whenever we do more TypeScript. It doesn't work that well here, but it's doing what it's supposed to. So now that we have that, we can see right there in here. Yeah, href, let's make this dynamic. And let's send that to the URL. So that will allow us to do a simple URL. We can define it now. And we send the link dot URL. Cool. And when as simple as that, if I click this, my LinkedIn is open. Sorry, my GitHub. And when I click my LinkedIn is open. How cool is that? So let's see. We have the title. We have the link working the way it's supposed to. What else we can do now? Let's do the description for now. So let's do the properties. Let's do description. The same thing. We take the description. Right now, instead of require, we say that what is the default. And we send that description over here. Description. So right now it's nothing. If we have something that's default, default, that is what is going to be rendered. We'll define a predefined value. Is nothing is being sent. That's what the default actually does for us. So I will keep it as an empty for now. And I will be sending again description. I will do link dot description. Now check out my project with double O because I have an issue there and connect with me professionally. Let me see here. Check out. There you go. Cool. Now I have two different links. What else we can do there now is about the icon. And I want to play around with the icon just a little bit to make it funny somehow. Well, funny for me. I don't know how you guys see it. I hope that you see it there too. So let's do this one. Let's do default will be flag. And let's do that we need to send the icon. For that, I will create const icons equal with an object. And this is a simple object, doesn't need to be a reference. And we can define a flag over here. And that flag will be, we'll say the backlit, will be actually the icon that we have right now. I will get the path as it is, complete. Let me do this here, remove it. I'm not removing the SVG. I'll show you that in a minute. And I will set that information right here. And we can keep it as it is for now. And what I can do here is I show you another property from Vue. So here I have a text content that is actually HTML. And I want to inject an HTML section in an object here. The way to do it is through the parent. So I will go to the parent. There is a class that is called BHTML. That will be actually a specific value. So we need require attribute. So we'll say I will get my icons object, and I will send my icon. I get my icon value, the one that I'm sending, or if that is invalid for any reason, I will to put my icons dot flag. And I will talk about this in a minute. So for now, looks the way it's supposed to be. Let's look for another icon. Here, let's see if Jacob have an icon. It doesn't. Let's look for, let's do Jacob. Hmm. Which one we can take? Um, I think we do one called feather icon, probably. Let's see if everyone has Jacob. There you go. Let's get the Jacob icon. Let's get the SVG. And I will get here. We call the icon code. Let's keep as it is. You know what? Let's look for code. Probably will be better. Let me get back to hero icons. Code. Yeah, this looks nice. Code bracket. And I will copy the element, but in reality, I just copy the path section because all the SVG will be the same. Let me add here. We'll do code and send that through here. Cool. So now that I have that, I know this looks complicated what I'm doing. I will just tell my link card that my icon is my link dot icon. And you will see now that you could have the little code thingy and link it have the flag. So why it does that? Well, Jacob have is calling the one called code, and code is here in my icons element or object per se. But I don't have any one called briefcase. That is the one that LinkedIn is actually using. So here, when I send the content, the internal content is an HTML section that it will be my icon or will be the flag itself. So that's why the flag is the one that is represented in the element. That's it. So what we can do here is, let me add the stroke width section to my code because I like that one probably. Yeah. So it's a little, there you go. And you see that actually about tilt to the right a little bit. Cool. Now, this is good because we fully control what it has been sent. But if you don't control that and you get it from an API or somebody else, and you have complete validations, BHTML will be really troublesome because it can lead to excess attacks. That because somebody can use your site to inject malicious code and do something about that. So just be careful the way that you use it. In this case, I don't see why we can use this, or the other way around will be just to import the icons in a different way. But for now, I just want to simplify it because I like this section. I want to maintain that over and over and not change the path itself the way that I need it. So for last one, let me get my briefcase. I will get the path and I will go in my link card and I will add briefcase and just put the path there. I will add my stroke width too, so just to make it sharper, and that's it. So now I have my LinkedIn with the briefcase and my GitHub. The idea here is you can add now X amount of elements that you want, and X amount of icons and objects, and all of them will be sending you, or you let them to send you. So what I need you to do now, and let's send it through here. I would like you to add the expense divider here. I will have the GitHub, the LinkedIn, and I will like one for the project section. That will be your expense divider. With the expense divider itself, just let me know how that actually go. So I know that you already started, you already changed some colors, you already have your name and your avatar. I need to have your own skill set and about section, but also I want you to add the projects that we've been creating here. So let's skip the one that is HTML. Let's just use the expense tracker itself, and let's just add the expense divider, sorry, and let's add it through here. So that way, I think will be easier just to keep track and have like some kind of portfolio, all the projects that you've been doing here through the class. So I really hope that you like this video. Any question, any doubt, don't hesitate to reach me. Happy coding, everybody.